Mary, Martha and Lazarus. And Lazarus, although he came to Britain with Mary and Martha, and also Mary Magdalene, and I'll be pointing that out to you on Friday. Mary Magdalene came with the 12 as well. And the main street in Glastonbury to this day is named Magdalene Street. And you'll see that on the main street. We'll stand on the town hall steps because it's been placed exactly opposite the town hall steps. Magdalene Street. Then we're going to see the Chalice Well on Friday. I've dated the Chalice Well back to AD 167. Now you wouldn't call a well the Chalice Well unless the chalice had something to do with it, would you? So I've been looking up all my notes on it, some of which we provided the Daily Telegraph, and a half-page article in the Daily Telegraph will tell you all about the Chalice Well. Praise the Lord. It's a very interesting period of time, that is. We're talking about Henry VIII and the dissolution of the monasteries. I'll explain why that happened and what it was all about, but that's for Friday. Tomorrow we're going down to Penzance. Penzance tomorrow. It's about 35 miles, so it's not too far, to Penzance. Penzance in the Celt language, which the Celt language and the Welsh language are very similar, and the Celt language, of course, Penzance means holy headland. Holy headland. The main street in Penzance is often referred to as the Jewish Market Street because there was a colony of Jews there in 250 BC. Okay. And when Jeremiah, I haven't talked to you yet about Jeremiah, that will come as well. When Jeremiah was exiled, he came to live in Egypt for a short while. Then he took with him the 2 daughters of King Zedekiah, who was the last king of Judah, and he sailed across to Marseille, and they went overland, and then from there they came to Cornwall, to Penzance, to be with the Jewish community for a while. And then Jeremiah finished up in Ireland, and I'm still doing an exhaustive inquiry in Ireland. I was asking about it just a few days ago, but we're getting much nearer to it because it's in Lake Erin, and in Lake Erin you've got all little islands, and Jeremiah is buried on one of those, and we're going to try and find which one he was buried on. Right. So we've only just started this now. You've got an awful lot to take in. But it's a wonderful research, and I've been doing it 50 years now. It's a wonderful research. And we'll tell you all about Scotland, Northumbria, the conversion of King Edwin. King Edwin, of course, Edinburgh, named after him. My. And he was one of the hardest heathen kings that England's ever known. We'll tell you about King Lucius, who introduced to England the Golden Era. In King Lucius's day, a mother with baby in arms could walk from one side of Britain to the other, be cared for, be looked after, never molested. It was a golden age, praise the Lord, which of course gave birth to King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. We'll tell you all about those as well. Any more questions about Lou?
Peter, that church up there, the church, they're supposed to, according to the boatman this afternoon, they said there's a part that's fenced off, and it's something to do with Jacob. There's a fenced off part near the church.
Which Jacob is that?
I don't know, he didn't know. He just said there's a Jacob mentioned right, it's supposed to be right from back from biblical
I'll tell you what, John, you'll find now you're down here, there are saints' names everywhere.
I know St Martin's Well,
that's right.
Just up there somewhere.
It was all Christianised. You see, what happened? Well, the Anglo-Saxons came, drove the Celts out west, and most of them finished up in North Wales, West Wales, and here in Cornwall. The last battle between Guthrum, who was the Anglo-Saxon, and Athelstan was also the I'll tell you all about that later. It's a wonderful story about the conversion of Athelstan, okay,
Yes.
under King Alfred.
Yes.
Because
The
King
rebellion of the
Alfred,
Capes, isn't it?
King Alfred launched the first British Navy. Because God showed him how to defeat the Danes.
Yes.
And he carried out God's instructions and put the Danes to flight. But basically, if you look at England, up in the north, York and all around there, you have the Vikings. You have the Danes in East Anglia. You have the Vikings on the east coast of Ireland. And Dublin is a Viking city, or was a Viking city. Then you've got the fringes of Scotland. Scotland was mainly evangelized by Paulinus. He arrived here in 601 AD, and I found a record in research that testified that in one day Paulinus baptized 1,000 new Christians in Northumbria. And our lovely brother up in Annock, Brother Andrew, and I did a lot of research up there to find out where this was. And it was a miracle, really, because nobody got any idea where it was. But we, like Abraham, we prayed and we went out into the countryside completely by faith, and we would make inquiries, and eventually we landed in an area that was just one or two farmhouses, and we went and asked at these farmhouses, and we went to this particular farm, and the farmer said, "Are you looking for an ornate pool?" I didn't even know it was ornate, so we said, "Yes please, can we look at it?" And we went through his fields, climbed up this grassy hill, and there was a copse. You know what a copse is?
Yeah.
Yes.
And there was trees out around, but they were all symmetrical. They'd all been properly placed there. And when we got to the top, it was a beautiful ornamental pool. Water was about 3 feet deep, and the water was being fed from the base of the pool, and the water was absolutely pure. And we couldn't understand how water could get into that pool on a hill. Up a hill. But either capillary action or a miracle, if you like. And then we noticed amongst the ornamental setup were some Roman letterings and writings, so we wrote it down, had it translated. And in AD 627, Paulinus, on a certain date, baptized 1,000 converts. And it took him all through early morning, right through to late at night, with help of others. But if you go there today, there's no population there. And you think to yourself, well, where did they get all the converts from? But that's how times have changed.
Where was it, Peter?
That is up near Annock, in Northumbria.
Yeah, right.
Now it's at the big Annock Castle that the Henry Potter series was also filmed. Okay. And in Annock you have the Royal Hotel, beautiful hotel. It's the biggest hotel. And when I take my exhibition, I show it in that hotel. And then all the school children come and all the people come. And we used the stateroom. Now you won't know this either. When they built the Titanic, they built 2 ships, exactly the same. 2 Titanics. And after the one sank, nobody would touch the other one until the Second World War, and they used it as a troop ship. But they had to take out all the ornamental side of it, the stateroom and everything. And the Royal Hotel bought the stateroom from that ship. So when they filmed the film Titanic, a lot of it was filmed in that stateroom in Annock.
The money back.
Got their money back.
How goes the time?
5 to 4.
5 to 4.
Right.
We want ice cream.
Have you enjoyed this up to now?
Yes.
Yes, it's lovely.
The weather helps.
Right, do you want to have a little walk round by the river? Okay, let's go and do that. If you think of any questions, just fire.
How do you find it so far?
So far, so good, yeah.
Yeah, incredible.